What is up, everyone? Welcome to the second episode, the second lesson of the microservice stack we're going to build, the toll calculator, the traffic toll calculator for trucks driving on the road, right? But it's basically the first coding episode. Let me see if I can discharge myself because I'm sitting on my chair is always charged of electricity. I don't know what it is, but I need to learn to live with that. So basically, we are here in the fulltimegodev folder, and we're going to make a new folder, right? We're going to set things up, right? We're going to start set things up, and we are probably going to create our OBU, which is actually not a service, but we need to create that so we can have these coordinates going, right? And make sure you check the first episode because it's an important one, the introduction and overview. So I'm going to call mkdir, we're going to call this toll calculator, toll calculator, that's fine. mkdir maybe, toll calculator, that's fine, just like that, boom, cd into that thing. And then we're going to make a couple of folders, right? First of all, maybe I'm going to just code into this thing, right? Let's do that. What's going on here with Visual Studio? Let me see if I can bring it up to the screen here. Yes, that's that. I also need to fix my settings real quick here. Windows zoom level, I'm going to be 2 for the blind homies, right? Nice. So just double checking the video. Yes, everything's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a new folder here. I'm going to call this OBU. Yeah, I'm going to call this OBU, and we are going to make a new file in this. It's going to be a main.go. That's what we're going to do. So basically, we're going to make something that simulates an OBU, which is an onboard unit that sits in these trucks, and it's going to send out GPS coordinates each interval, right? And we're going to send them. We're going to replicate that. So we're basically going to use some kind of a WebSocket connection that will basically send these messages over the WebSockets, and we're going to receive that in our first microservice, and then we're going to put that on Kafka, and so on and so on. That's what we're going to do. All right, so it's going to be a package main here. I need to warm up, not going to lie. So package main, we can't. Okay, func main, just like that. We are going to say here, let's make a type here, right? I'm going to make a type, and that's going to be OBU data. Going to be a structure, and we're going to say we're going to call this an OBU ID, which is important, which is going to be an int. And do we need JSON? Yeah, we need JSON because we're going to send that over WebSocket as JSON. So we're going to call this an OBU ID. That should be fine. Then we're going to do a lot, which is going to be a float64, which is also going to be a JSON file, a JSON field, by the way. It's going to be the lot, the latitude, and of course also the longitude. Of course, we're going to simulate that, right? Don't expect real world coordinates. We're going to mimic something in space, in a 2D space. That's going to be long. Yes, that's our OBU data. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start. If we start this OBU, we're gonna for loop here, and we're gonna time sleep here. We're gonna say, for example, time second. Actually, to be honest, we can make a constant here, right? Constants on the top always. If you don't know that already, constants are going on top of the file, and we're going to call this send interval or something. And that's going to be, can I do a time duration? We're going to say, I don't know, maybe 60 seconds. So it's going to be time.sleep, send interval times time second. Is that going to work? Yes, it's going to work perfectly fine. And we're going to send, we're going to do that later on. First of all, we need to generate some coordinates, right? How are we going to do that? We're going to say func gen coord. We're going to generate a float 64 and a float 64. Actually, no, coord. We're going to generate one single coord here, one single coordinate. and that is going to be the integer value is going to be a rand int n. Going to be this one. I don't know, maybe 100 or something. Basically, rand in n is going to give you a random value between 0 and 100. So that's fine. Maybe we're going to do +1, so we never have 0. Then we're going to make the float rand. So we're going to say rand. We can cast this to a float, by the way. Float 64. What's going on here? It's going to be a rand float 64. And that's going to be, I think it's going to be a random one, but we're going to say here, we're going to return the integer plus the float value, right? So let me see what is going to be. So let's do something like fmt println. We're going to println this gen court here. Yes, go run dot. We can't go, actually we need a go mod file. So we're going to say go mod init. We're gonna say github.com /fulltimegodev /tolling. Fine. Go run dot. Go run is gonna be the OBU actually. Main.go. All right, so you can see we have this nice coordinate here. It's going to each second, actually, is it true? It's going to be each minute, actually, to be honest. What are we doing here? So we're going to say send interval. Let's do this. Let's make it a variable because we cannot use constant for time durations. We're going to say time seconds. Time.second. Send interval. That's fine. Let me see if I can do it again. All right, now we're going to have these coordinates here. That's fine. That's amazing. So what we're going to do is gen court. Let's make another function. Gen location or something, and that's going to be a float 64 and also a float 64 here, and we're going to return the gen court and gen court, something like that, right? So that's going to be the location, so it's going to return two stuff. So that basically means that we can do something like this here. First of all, we're going to seed. We're going to say rand seed. And why do we need to do that? To make sure we have random data, right? And how do we seed? We can do a time now, and we're going to say Unix nano, something like that. What you can also do is this, right? You could do a func init here. In this init function, you could place basically this rand seed inside of that thing, right? That's the same thing. Because init is getting called just before your program will start. What's going on here? Rand seed is deprecated since it's deprecated. All right. Program that calls seed and then expect specific sequence of results in a global source, yada, to avoid breakage programs that need to be specific. Yeah. To obtain a random generated package cannot access. It's what it is. It's fine. Okay, so we need to have OBUs, random OBUs, right? So what we're gonna do is, because maybe we won't have the same OBUs. Let's generate 100 OBUs. Let's do func generate OBUs, OBU IDs, and that's going to be a slice of integer. And we're going to say how much do we need here? Actually, we're going to say n is going to be an integer, so we're going to say for n. We're going to say IDs is going to be make me a slice of integers, and the length is going to be n. And here we're going to say IDs y equals rand int n, and we're going to say the maximum amount, max int, which is the maximum int, right? And then we're going to return these IDs here, return IDs. That's fine. So basically, we're going to OBU IDs is generate OBU IDs. Let's generate, I don't know, maybe 20 OBUs IDs. And for each time, we're going to say that the OBU ID here, right? So each time we're going to loop, each time we're going to send a coordinate, we're going to pick a random OBU, right? But it could be that we have multiple coordinates of the same OBU, actually. Wait, I'm thinking here, because we're probably going to... what we're going to do is... Yeah, we have these OBUs IDs. What we're going to do is we're going to make another for loop. What's going on here? Len. Actually... Yeah, OBU IDs. We're going to loop through all these OBU IDs. Each tick, we're going to gen some chords, right? We're going to say the data is going to be OBU data, right? And we're going to say that the OBU ID is going to be... It's fine. We can send them like this. IDs. Why? Yes, and then we're going to say that the lot is going to be gen location. No, it's going to be, yeah, gen locate. Actually, we're going to call this gen lot long, guys. Gen lot long. Where are we here? Gen lot long. Just like that. And then we're going to say here, lot long. This is actually not really something that is for the microservices, but we need to have this OBU data, right? That's very important. Wait, gen lot long is basically... Yeah, lot long is going to be gen lot long. And the lot is lot, and the long is long. Yes, that's the data. Then we're going to say, we're going to print out this data actually, just to check. Maybe we're going to do a printf of percentage plus v new line. Of this data and see what is going on. What we're also going to do, guys, is basically I'm going to make a make file. Actually, we're going to make a make file in the root, right? So we can bootstrap or stack later on. Make file, you're going to say go build. No, you're going to say OBU. It's going to be go build -o bin folder OBU, and we're going to say it's going to be OBU main.go. Can we do that? OBU is up to date. We need a phony for some reason. We need a phony here. How do we do that? OBU, is that a thing? Alright, that works. So we have bin, and we're going to say /bin OBU, right? And we're going to mug these values by @ so we don't see printed out. The next thing we're going to do is a new file. Actually, I'm going to make a .git ignore. Git ignore is fine, and we're going to say bin folder, right? We're going to ignore this thing. We're also going to do a git init real quick. Boom. Perfectly fine. Make file OBU, that's fine. So what we could do here is make OBU, and it's going to start our OBU. Look at this, right? So we have an OBU ID here, and different coordinates, right? That's what we're going to do. Look at this. Beautiful. So it's basically, yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. See, dopamine, guys, dopamine. Okay, main.go in this OBU guy. That's fine. So basically, we're going to then calculate this stuff. So now we're going to send that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to import a WebSocket library, and there are a lot of stuff. I'm still using Gorilla. I know it's archived, but it doesn't even matter, because let me show you guys. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you. Let us go GitHub. Gorilla. Is it Gorilla? Gorilla. I don't know. GitHub.com Gorilla. Let me. Web toolkit. This one. Open it up. Boom, boom. Zoom for the blind homies. Go web toolkit. Yeah, repositories 19. Where is my WebSocket? Here. It's archived, right? But the thing is, if you check this, you have 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. What did they do the last year? Changed the method name and they did not do anything. Drop the versions, bump some things, check some stuff, make it compatible with all the Go versions. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to use this thing, right? So let's open up this back again. And you can use any WebSocket library that is. It doesn't really matter. I use Gorilla in production still. So, hey, go get getup.com, Gorilla. Wait, what is this? Gorilla LL WebSocket. LL/web/socket. Yes, it's added. So now we're going to say, we need a target also, right? That is true. That is true. That is true. It's fine. We're going to say here, OBU func send data. Let's call it send OBU data, by the way. We're going to say data is going to be OBU data, right? Do we need an error? Maybe. That's going to be a loop. Wait, let me quickly do something, right? Let me check. We're going to make it better soon. Let's make WebSocket. WS is going to be WebSocket. It's going to be a connection probably. Com is going to be a WebSocket dot. Please hint me. Getup.com. Gorilla WebSocket. I think it's going to be default dialer. Dial. WS endpoint. What is this going to return us? Connection HTTP response and an error. That's fine. So we need to do null here. There's going to be a connection HTTP response. We don't care. And an error. We're going to say if the error is not null, we are going to log fail out the error. Yes. We have WS endpoint doesn't exist, but that's no problemo. Let's make that. It's going to be a constant actually. Const WS endpoint is going to be WS. Can we send that to any thing we want? Let me see. Let's do 3,000. 30,000 actually. Do we need a handler for that? I don't know. So we have this connection here. Let's do this real quick. Actually, to be honest, let's do connection here. We're going to say send OBU data. We want the connection, which is going to be a WebSocket.connection, I think, .com. Not quite sure if that's true. And we're going to say, let's open up these brackets here. We're going to say connection dot, I think it's write JSON. That's true. And we're going to write this OBU data, right? And I think this is going to return an error. So we're going to say return. Actually, we don't need this, right? It's too easy. Look at this. We're not going to make a function with one thing. It's too easy. Let's delete this guy. We don't need that. Get him out of here. Connection is here. This is our data. We're going to say connection. If R is going to be com write JSON of the data and the error is not null, we are gonna basically log fatal out this thing. Log fatal R. Boom. Actually, to be honest, yeah, fatal R. Perfectly fine, right? So if we run this, it's not gonna work, right? Make OBU because we cannot connect. First, pad segment in URL cannot be a column. Is that true? Let's do ws / or something. It's gonna be better. Make OBU. All right, connection refused. That's true because we don't have anything. All right, the next thing we are gonna do is we're gonna make a new folder, and that's going to be our first service. It's going to be the OBU receiver. I'm gonna call it a data receiver. Let's call it a data receiver. Let's call it data receiver. Perfectly fine. In data receiver, we're going to make a new file. It's going to be a main.go. Right? Package. Package main. Func main. Just like that. We're going to do this. fmt println. Data receiver working fine. Just to see. Then we're going to open up our make file. We're going to say here, let's copy the whole shebang here. Boom, 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 boom. Data. Let's call this receiver. All right. We're going to build this into a receiver. OBU. We're going to say receiver main. Bin receiver. Right. Make receiver. Boom. It's not in Go root. What's going on here? Damn, did we? Oh yeah, it's data receiver. I see. So we're going to be bin receiver is fine. It's going to be data underscore receiver may not go, right? Let's clear this, make receiver. Boom, receiver working fine. Okay, cool. So you see, that's how we set that up, these make files. There's no need for fancy tools or something. It's so easy. It's guys, like I said, yeah. Simplification is key. You're going to say the receiver main, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to... We need to listen. We need to upgrade. Can we do that? I'm curious. I'm going to say WebSocket. We need to upgrade from an HTTP request. What is that? We need to do that from an HTTP request. That's fine. Let's do that, right? We're going to say func WS handler. WS handler. It's this one. We're going to say here, it's going to be R is going to be an HTTP response writer. R is going to be an HTTP request. No error. And we're going to say... we need to upgrade this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a struct, actually, to be honest. Wait, WebSocket dot upgrader. Damn. How do we do this? I forgot, actually. Let me see what's all in here, because we're not gonna default dial, we're gonna upgrade. That's the function. Okay, cool. WebSocket upgrades request. Oh yeah, it needs to have all this stuff. Response request response headers nil. I have no clue what's going on, guys. WR, that needs to be a header. We're going to say null. Then we're going to say buff size 128, 128, something like that. I think is going to be fine. We're going to upgrade that stuff, and that's going to return us. Like I said, I'm trying to figure things out. That's how you need to do it yourself. Also, con and an arrow, that's fine. So this is going to give us a con and an error. Is this if the error is not null? We are going to, let's log fail out actually, to be honest, because, and handle this stuff later on. So we have this connection. So what we're going to do is, let me quickly check OBS. Yeah. That we are good to go. So we're going to have this connection here. Now we need to actually, can we make it a global here? Or a channel? We can make it a channel, why not? We're going to have the VS handler. Let's call this data receiver. Right, we're going to say the message here. We're going to be a chen. All right, the first problem arises. It's very important to go. This is very important, guys. The first problem arises. So what is the problem? The problem is this. OBU. This OBU data is unexported. It's exported, but we cannot access it, right? We cannot access this. So what we need to do is we need to make a general, if you have microservices, right, and they live in each in their folder, we're going to have some shared stuff, some shared things, right? Things we're going to share between them. And what are we going to share between them is going to be types. We're going to share types here. So we're going to make a new file. It's going to be types.go, right? And we're going to, first of all, make the package here, package types. Can you see this? You can. And we are going to open up this other main from OBU, going basically delete this, paste that in here, just like that. And then we are going to say here, we are going to say that this OBU data is coming from a types OBU data. That's basically not working for some reason, I don't know. Because we need to do a getup.com. It's going to be a fulltimegodev / tol types. Tolling, I think it is. Yeah, tolling. Nice. So that's the OBU data. It's fine. We're going to send that. This random seed that's deprecated. It's fine. Cool. Let's open up the data receiver. Why? Because we are going to make a channel of OBU data. Types OBU data here, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to say here a function, and that's going to be the, I'm going to call it data receiver, DR. That's going to be a pointer to the data receiver, just like this. And we're going to say handle WS, right? That's what we're going to do. Handle WS, we're going to have a connection. Do we need that connection? Maybe we can save that. There's going to be a pointer to a websocket.con. That's fine, so we can close that later on. We're going to say dr con equals con here. Then we're going to make a loop, dr. Why do we need that loop? Well, we're going to make that loop so we can loop over these webs. We're going to start the WebSocket connection so we can keep ranging over these messages that's coming in, right? So it's going to be the data receiver. We're going to say WS loop, or we could call WS receive loop. Whatever you want it. No big of a deal. This is the data receiver. So now we're basically, you can see, even though we are leveling up, right? We did JSON API. All good. But this is leveling up, right? This is microservices, systems engineering, where the money is, you know? Data receiver. WS receive loop. Yeah. We're going to say for. I think we could do con. drcon. drcon. Read JSON. Yeah. Can we actually var data is going to be types OBU data. We're gonna basically say if r is gonna be this read JSON and data. We're gonna marshal that in, right? So if you don't understand what's happening here, we have a types OBU data. We're gonna read JSON from the WebSocket connection, and we're gonna map that, initialize that to an OBU data, right? And if there is an error, we are going to log. Let's print it out. Let's do a log. Can we do? We need a logger also. We're gonna fix everything, guys. We're gonna make everything clean and mean. Log this error, right? We're gonna say here read error. Yeah, this one. Boom. Yeah. Read error. And then we're gonna continue probably, right? We're gonna continue here. Maybe it's invalid data or something. We're gonna print that out. Maybe we're gonna stop. It depends. We're gonna see what happens, right? You could even say, okay, the error is not important. We're just gonna log it out and just continue reading. Or we say, yeah, if there is one mistake, we're gonna cancel everything. We're gonna stop the receive loop. But that's bad because you're gonna get these OBU data from different trucks. So if one truck sends incorrupt data, you cannot close because nobody can send data anymore, right? So you need to log that and yeah, so we know what we need to do. Then we have this data here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say dr dot the message channel, right? This message channel. We're going to say dr message channel, and we're going to pipe in the data here, right? Boom. That's what we're going to do over and over and over again. So each time handle WS, we have this connection. We set this, and then we're going to say go dr dot vs receive loop. Perfectly fine. And then we're going to say here fmt println client connected. Something like that. There's an OBU that's connected and sending data, right? We could say OBU connected, basically. OBU connected, just like that. New OBU connected. All right, that's what we're gonna do. There's a receive loop here. That's fine. We're gonna make that in an other go routine. Cool. Of course, we need to close these guys. I know. We're gonna do that later on. So what we're gonna do is let's say func new. We don't need. We can make it. It's fine. We're gonna make it public. New data receiver. What's going on here? Receiver. Do we want this channel here? Probably we want, but for now we're not gonna do it. Data receiver. Going to return a pointer to this receiver, right? And we're going to say that the message channel is going to be make a chan of OBU data, and we're going to make 128 or something, right? Buffer it up 128, and then we're going to say the connection is nothing. So that's good. So we're going to say here that the data receiver is going to be dr or receiver is going to be new data receiver, right? And now we're going to say HTTP handle func. We're going to say /ws, and that's going to be receiver handle ws. That's fine. Of course, we need to do other stuff, but I think it's fine. This is receive loop. WebSocket. Okay, what's going on with this upgrader here? Is deprecated. Use WebSocket upgrader instead. Okay, so it's going to be a WebSocket. Use WebSocket upgrader. I think, what is this upgrader? Because I have, what's in this guy here? What can he do? A read buffer size, write buffer size. subprotocols, yada, 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 check codage, enable compression. No. So we're going to say read buffer size 1028, copy paste this, write buffer size, do the same thing. What can we do with this U? U dot upgrade. Okay. U. I think we don't need this. I think it's going to be like that. Fine. Taken care of. Cool. Yada, 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 yada. Of course, now we need to do HTTP listen and serve. And we're going to give this a port, which is going to be, 30K. Yes. And the handle is null. Cool. All right, so let's make 2 of these guys here. The first guy, let's boot up this make receiver. Make a receiver. All right, so receiver is, we need to do some more logging, right? Right now we don't know anything. So basically this guy here, which is our OBU data, which is going to be, do we need to do WS for this? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Make OBU. A new OBU client connected. Of course, we are creating basically one client to send all this OBU data, I know, but it's just a simulation. It doesn't matter. We only need the data, right? So everything is actually working. So what we're going to do is kill this, which will bork this, right? Look at this. No, it's not borking. No problem. What we're going to do, we're going to print that out in our data receiver, which is our first microservice, right? This OBU is just a mock to give us some data. What we're going to say here is this channel. Actually, do we need that channel? Depends, actually, to be honest. Because this is a receive loop, we could... I'm not quite sure. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to print here, fmt, println, received OBU data. We could say something like from %s. No, it's going to be d. We could do something like that. Beautiful. Oh. And that's going to be data.obuid. Is it data? Yeah, it's data. Yeah. OBUID. This we receive data. Println is going to be printf, by the way. Printf. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, don't forget your new line here. And we're going to say that the data is going to be received OBU data from yada, yada, yada. We're going to say lot %2f long. We could do it like that. Something like... I'm trying to format this, guys, so I'm so sorry. A lot is this one. A comma, maybe. Long. I'm thinking what's going on here. .2f. Close that in. Are we doing good stuff here? Okay, cool. And then we're going to say here data lot, data long. Yeah. So let's first start the... This is the toll calculator. Wait. What do we need to start first? The receiver. Let's start the receiver first. Boom. And then we're going to start the OBU data, sending stuff. Boom. Right. All right, so we're receiving OBU data. Look at this. Our microservice is receiving OBU data. That's actually what we want. That's what we need to get started, right? So we have a microservice, it receives data, and now we can actually start the chain, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. Do we get data, actually, to be honest? It stopped sending for some reason. Nobody knows what's going on. So we need to double check that. Maybe... Look at this. We are completely borked. Nothing is happening anymore. OBU IDs, it's fine. All right, we're going to check that later on. I think this is good for this episode. Right, so now we can start, right? Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next lesson.